Qdobin!
Wow. You have to get up, do what they do. But that was insane. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come on! I make go records, baby. I'm liking this.
Hello and welcome to Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thanks for tuning in. Blackhawks have just played their 23rd game of the season, and they tie the Stars 1-1, but fail to get the extra point in the overtime shootout bonus hockey situation. Unfortunate ending to an otherwise decent game. Blackhawks starting Robin Lehner in net for this one, which was good, but also bad. We'll talk about that later. Stars starting Qdobin in net, and unfortunately he's always a brick wall against us. That didn't really change tonight, but the Stars started the season off atrociously, like worse than how the Hawks started. It was bad, and after the offseason transactions that they had, there was some panic in some people's minds, but this is another example of reasons not to panic after a bad start to the season, especially just 1 month in, because the Stars have now won 12 of their last 14 games, and with the 2 points tonight, are now in second place in the Central Division. They're playing well, and they got a lot of confidence, and this was a tough test for the Hawks. First period in this one was a little rough for the Blackhawks. They did have an early power play opportunity, but failed to score on it. Nothing new in that regard. But other than that, I thought Dallas really controlled the play, had the better of the chances. Well, they had the better of the chances. I didn't just think that actually happened. They had 10 high-danger scoring chances in that period. The most the Hawks have given up this year in terms of high-danger scoring chances in a game, not just one period, in a game, was 15. And the Stars had 10 in the first period. Not a good look for the Hawks there, but Robin Lehner standing on his head, only giving up a single goal, and it was just a nuts kind of goal. Redirect off like a shin pad and gets by him. That's the only way the Stars were able to get by Lehner in this game besides the shootout, and it came in the first period. So the Stars looking to go into the second period up 1-0. But, not so fast, my friends. Despite having a not-so-good first period, the Blackhawks would find a way to tie this one up before the period would end. About 2.5 minutes left to go in the frame. The Blackhawks find themselves on a 2-on-1 odd-man rush. Jakubczak and Mata? Yep, that's it. Jakubczak with the puck. He's going to shoot. Obviously, he's a shooter. Except he doesn't. He passes it to Mata, and Mata puts it 5-hole past Qdobin, scores, ties this game up. Mata with his first goal as a Blackhawk. That is something. Tie game 1-1 going into the second period. So yeah, not a good start by the Hawks, not a good first 20 minutes, but that Mata goal seemed to give them some confidence. They were lucky not to be down by a goal or two going into the second period, but being tied, they probably thought, hey, we're sticking with probably the hottest team in hockey right now. And we didn't really play all that great in the first period. Let's get it in gear. Let's play our game and see how we do. And I thought they did well. I thought the final 40 minutes of this game, I thought the Hawks were the better team. Straight up. I thought they had the better of the chances. Unfortunately, Qdobin was on the other side. It feels weird saying that about a backup goaltender, but Qdobin was just playing out of his mind tonight. The second period would feature a couple of power plays for both teams. Neither team able to score on them. Jonathan Toews, I thought, had a fantastic second period. He was all over the place. He was aggressive. He drew a penalty late in that second period by holding onto the puck for about a minute and just keeping away from the Dallas Stars. That was insane. That was nuts. It's Jonathan Toews, though. That's how good he is sometimes. But Blackhawks, just in general, much better second period. After giving up 10 high-danger scoring chances in the first, they gave up a total of 0 in the second. So got them back on track, gave them momentum going into the third period. Early in the third period, not even 3 minutes in, the Blackhawks were this close to taking the lead, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but like 4 times. 4 times. First, starting off with Kubalik, wide open net, and somehow Qdobin slides over and gets it with his pad. Kubalik, it would have been lovely if he could have roofed it, but I mean, you can't really blame him. That was just an incredible save. And the puck is laying there, and Kampf is right there, and somehow he can't get it by Khudobin's path. The puck is still loose. Shaw is there. The puck is like laying on the goal line. It's on the goal line. And Shaw somehow still can't get it by Khudobin. Like, it's insane. That was absolutely insane. I have no idea. Just black magic. I don't know. I don't know how that didn't go in. And then late in the third period, it looked like the Hawks finally put one by Khudobin. It's in the back of the net. But unfortunately, Dylan Strome tipped that puck with a stick above the crossbar. And the rulebook says you cannot do that. And so it was no goal. And so this game goes into overtime, tied 1-1. I'm going to start off this whole overtime shootout segment by saying I am always going to take a point on the road. If you can get a point on the road every single time in an opponent's barn, especially against a divisional opponent, you take that every time. I am completely fine with that. But after how this overtime transpired, kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Blackhawks would have a golden opportunity to win this game. Patrick Kane on a breakaway tries to go low stick side, but Khudobin saves it. And then shortly after that, Blackhawks get called for what seemed to be a phantom penalty. I have no idea why this would be called. After all the replays I saw, I had no indication that there should be a too many men on the ice call. If anything, that is a very, very ticky-tack call. And in overtime, they let a lot of things go in 3-on-3 overtime. You can't make that call. That can't happen, especially in overtime when it's just a 5-minute period, meaning that you're putting one team at a severe disadvantage because it's now 4-on-3, which, yes, penalty kill should be a disadvantage, but it's a little bit different than 5-on-4 where you actually have a chance. If you can get a break, you can create a shorthanded opportunity. But 4-on-3 with one forward, it's just not going to happen. And for a 3-on-3 overtime kind of session that we have, to not have a scoring opportunity in a 3-on-3 overtime period for 2 minutes, that's just like what do you even do? For that kind of call. That leaves a bad taste in my mind. But the Hawks PK unit rises to the challenge. They kill it off. And in the waning seconds of the overtime period, Andrew Shaw takes the puck. Yes, Andrew Shaw goes coast to coast, just powering his way through the defense of the Stars. Gets blatantly hooked. Absolute blatantly hooked. And there's no call. Okay, if you're going to call the too many men, that was not really a too many men, and you're not going to call that, what's the point? What's the point? And before you kind of roast me here or prepare your rebuttals, let me state this, that if they give Andrew Shaw a penalty shot on this, because he was kind of on a breakaway, you could almost throw a penalty shot there, but if you put Andrew Shaw on a penalty shot, does he score? Probably not. Probably not. If the Hawks go to a power play with 5 seconds left in this overtime, do they score? Probably not. I'm not saying the Hawks would have won this game if that penalty gets called. I'm not saying that at all. It's just the principle of the matter. That's all I'm saying. So this game goes to a shootout, and I'll start by saying, like I've always said, I am completely fine with shootouts. 3-on-3 overtime cannot go on forever. It can't. They got planes to catch. People got to get home. All right? Especially on weeknights. I get the limit on overtime. I'm fine with it. Shootouts to end a game, I'm fine with it. I think the chances of you winning or losing in a shootout is probably the same as you winning or losing in 3-on-3 overtime. On average, I would argue. Unfortunately, with Robin Lehner, it's a little bit different. He is absolutely atrocious at shootouts. He is 8-22 in his career. Not good. And, well, it kind of showed in the shootout. No chance for Lehner. Khudobin stops Taves and Kane. Stars win. I wouldn't mind seeing the Hawks just try this where they just put Crawford in there for the shootout if we came to the scenario where Leonard's playing that game and it gets to a shootout. I wouldn't mind getting Crawford in there, seeing if maybe we can get a win. Now, I don't think Crawford's all that great at shootouts either, but he's a little bit better than Robin Leonard. Now, I would only do this if both goalies are on board with it. If both goalies are just like, just play it, just play whoever in there and we'll see what happens, then fine, whatever. Not a big deal. But I would at least explore that option. So the Hawks, in the end, get a point on the road against a divisional foe, probably the hottest team in the league right now, and played pretty well to boot. I'm pretty happy with that. The ending was a little but overall, I'm fine with this result. I'm fine with getting a point. Move on. The Hawks play the Stars again in their next game. Stars will be on the back end of a back-to-back there, so I would say probably advantage Hawks in that game, especially if Khudobin's not playing. Now, I'm not saying Bishop's not good. I'm just saying at least he's not Khudobin and just an absolute brick wall against the Blackhawks. With that said, thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always, but most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.